My question to you is that with guys like this, okay, who have gained so much luxury in the material world, or anyone who gains a lot of material success, uh, why has God only chosen these souls? Let's just take the example of cricket. Okay, for example, India is a constant conveyor belt of cricketers, but there's very few souls who get selected to play for the national team, and there might be very hardworking, very talented souls who just don't get that opportunity.
Everyone needs a different experience to bring them to spiritual consciousness. For some people, divinity will arrange a ridiculous amount of fame, success, accolade, achievement. And as you said, they will come to that point where then they realize, I've got it all, I've done it all, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and still something's missing. It's interesting that in Vedic teachings, there are 4 stages: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. That is said that when one performs Dharma, some kind of religious piety, then what happens is they get Artha, which means facility, material facilities, wealth, position, and so on. And from that Artha comes Kama, which means gratification, enjoyment, pleasure. And then after all of that, what comes next is Moksha, which means liberation. Because after all of that Artha and Kama, they realize there's still a vacuum in my heart. There's still something missing. And then what happens is naturally then the search begins for what is beyond. And so some souls need to go on that journey. Some souls need to go on a journey of extreme pain or some kind of difficulty in their life, which then triggers their journey. Some people need to go through a journey where something causes them to question the world, and that's their journey. So everyone has something different. I'll just say one other thing. In the Bhagavad Puran, which is another beautiful literature, Queen Kunti, as we know from the Mahabharata, who underwent so many difficulties, she cites a beautiful prayer. She says, Janmeshwarya Shruta Shribhir Edhama Namadapuman Nirvarhatya Bidatum Ve Tvamakinchana Gocharam. She says, good karma is represented in 4 ways. Janma, a good upbringing, a good family life. Aishwarya, opulence, wealth, material facility. Shruta, intelligence and analytical competence, cognitive ability. Shri, beauty. Anyone in this world who has any 4 of these, you can understand they have good karma.
Can you repeat the 4 again?
Janma, good upbringing, good family, good parents, like that. Aishwarya, wealth, opulence, material facility. Shruta, education, intelligence, intellectual capacity. Shri, beauty, physical beauty, attractiveness.
And there's some people who have all 4.
Some people have all 4.
So are these people a representation of bags of great karma?
Yes. But the interesting thing is that in this prayer, what Kunti Devi says, Tvam akinchana gocharam. Divinity can only be approached by someone who has become completely frustrated with these 4 things.
But even these mean nothing.
Only when one has lost all the faith in these 4 material things, only such a person can approach divinity with true sincerity.
But these 4 things that you named are the desires for so many people. These are so desirable. Looking good, having a great family life, having wealth, being really smart. This is what we're conditioned
This is what everyone's
into
looking for.
believing that these are the goals.
Yes.
If you're not great looking, you want great looking kids. You ideally want a lot of family balance around you. Everyone wants to be rich and famous. And what was the last one? Smart.
Smart. Yeah.
Everyone wants to be smarter.
Yeah. Many letters behind their name.
And this is what you're taught since like you're a little child, that this is what you need to strive towards. And eventually in life you realize, okay, this is not where the answers lie. Because looks fade, your family will eventually die.
Exactly. Time takes away everything.
Yeah, time even takes away your mind. Your mind will deteriorate. And of course your looks will deteriorate. Of course, wealth also will lose
And
a little bit
people
of
will
meaning.
disappear from your life.
So only in your old age you realize, okay, I gotta get to God.
Or you learn by observing, by hearing, by seeing so many people who have achieved all these things, but still are looking for something beyond it. But one thing I do want to say, Ranveer, is that even if there are, here, as you mentioned, this is what everyone is looking for. And then one may say, well, then I'm not ready to give up all of those things. Does that mean I can't begin my spiritual path? No, you can still begin your spiritual path. There's another verse in the Bhagavad Puran. I'm quoting these verses and I'm saying the Sanskrit because, Ranveer, in the Sanskrit is a power. There's a potency in that vibration which helps us to instill the realization that's coming from that verse. And therefore we try to say the Sanskrit as well. Akama sarvakamo va moksha kama udaradi divrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. If one is akama, they have no more desires for any of these things, or whether one is sarvakama, they have all desires for these things, this verse says it doesn't matter. They should still continue on their spiritual journey. And what will happen is in time, the realization, the revelation that this is not the goal of life, that penny will drop. So even if we're seeking material things, we can still continue on our spiritual journey. And what will happen is that in the course of that journey, the futility of these things in their ability to bring us true happiness will become apparent within our heart.